Alrighty guys, welcome back. So finally, we got our Trends hobby in. Straight from Hong Kong from the event. I've talked about this brand before. This is another new brand in the diecast space, of course, called Trends Hobby. And they have come out very bold, and they are very adamant that everything is licensed. In fact, when you look at the packaging on this one, it has Porsche licensing print there. You flip it over, it's got it there. You flip it over, it's got pretty much 3 of them on the back: the sticker, the print, and the actual lingo. And so, yeah, 4 Porsche, technically 5 Porsche licensing things on this packaging. So, and from everything I've seen, yes, they are super legit. I don't know if they're made by another company. It says that the license is used. It's licensed to Unifortune Toys Industrial Limited, so that must be the company that at least does the licensing stuff for them. But yeah, we're gonna look into this. This is gonna be super fun. But I also wanted to show you guys some other stuff that I got in. Actually, I got to go grab a couple things. Okay, I got them. So I was on eBay the other day, as I do quite frequently, and I found a couple Mini GT Porsches I was missing for the collection. They're both the 4S, and yeah, I guess just didn't have them yet. I guess I'm slowly trying to collect all the Porsches. I don't seek them out to buy, but when good deals come up, I do buy them. These aren't super expensive models. I think they go for about $20 to $25 each, but I found a guy selling them for $15, so I grabbed them both. You know, it's pretty close to retail price, so I said, why not? So I got those, and then, of course, I got the Trends hobby in. And big shout out to Pulse Drivers. You guys should know who he is by now. He's the one that runs our awesome Pulse Drivers website. And he bought a Tarmac Works collection. And a big part of this collection was M3s. And I think he bought almost all the M3s. And he kept a few of them, a couple that he really likes. And then he was kind enough to sell me the rest of them. So yeah, I'm super excited about these. They are so cool. I mean, I can definitely review some of these for you guys if you guys are interested in seeing them. They definitely are really cool. But yeah, so we got all those. So very stoked about those. So yeah, lots of mail. Been spending way too much money lately. But yeah, anyways, we'll jump into this. I'll put some of these in the back. We'll jump into this Trends hobby now. So let me get my razor knife. And I have noticed this is very similar to a Kaido House style box. So I don't know if they're the same dimensions. I haven't pulled one out to actually look. And I do have one right here. Where is it? Oh, of course it's going to be buried. One sec. I'm grabbing it, because I'm curious. Okay, I have this right here. Yet another model that needs to be reviewed. But yeah, I think the packaging... Okay, so they are the same height. They are pretty much the same width or length. I think the Trends hobby is just a little bit shorter. And then width... Let's see, width. Width also looks to be pretty much the same. So these are more or less the same size as a Kaido House box, a little bit shorter, but they also have like the same like type of packaging as far as like the top slides off from the bottom. So you have your top part right there, and then this is the bottom part. So here's the little foam inserts, and then the car rests in there in the foam. Am I gonna hurt it by pulling it out? Ooh, I guess not. Okay, let's set that there. So yeah, just a foam insert and a foam topper. It's got a couple cutouts, and then it's kind of like a felt material on top. So nice packaging. And yeah, so here's the actual number of the car. I don't know if anybody really cares about this yet with this brand, but it's number 241085A. But I'm also wondering, why does it say 090 right there? I have no idea. I don't know how their number scheme is going to work yet, and this is probably going to be a brand that I collect and review a lot of cars from, so I'm curious to learn more about them. Anyways, here is the car. So it is the Porsche 911 GT1 LM, the 1998 version. And it does have opening parts. We will dive into that a little bit later. I kind of want to look at the car first. The one thing I will say, it doesn't have tire printing, which is a little bit of a bummer, but I don't think it's a deal breaker for this one. But they are planning on doing some modern race cars. If you haven't caught my this most recent news video, definitely go watch it, because I showed off all the stuff they had on display at Hong Kong Toycar Salon a few weeks back. And they had some really nice stuff. But they're doing some modern race cars like Porsche 911 GT3Rs, Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Evo 2s. So I'm hoping those have tire printing. I can forgive this one just because like the car itself is pretty insane. But yeah, from what I have seen on photos, this should have Michelin printing. And yeah, it has Michelin right there. It should have Michelin printing. But this is kind of like a test car. I think this was the test car. And so it's very possible that there were times when it didn't have Michelin tires on it. So, but yeah, overall, the casting does look really good. It's got a metal base, so it is nice and heavy, very hefty feeling. Does it roll? I know that's going to be a question a lot of people ask. The front wheels are rolling. The back wheels are kind of not rolling. I mean, I can spin them and they spin very freely with my hand, but when you set them down, it seems like they're not wanting. Let's try on a hard surface. Okay, so I think maybe I just got a bad example that doesn't want to roll the back wheels, but I feel like these models should roll. But looking at the wheels do look incredible. It's kind of like that BBS LM style wheel. It actually has the BBS logo right there. So yeah, BBS LM wheel with the silver lip and then the actual gold spokes. It looks awesome. And there is brake details back there. They're a little hard to see. You can see them better right here on this rear wheel. You've got red calipers, and they actually look like an anodized red, so kind of like metallic-y. And then the rotors, I think the rotors are smooth. Oh no, they actually look like they're drilled. I think those are drilled. So yeah, very nice wheel and brake detail on these. Again, the only thing that I think is really missing is that tire printing. But yeah, the whole car is it appears to be pad printed in like a green carbon fiber, and it actually does look quite nice. It's definitely an interesting choice for a carbon fiber, but I think it works at this scale. I don't think it looks obnoxiously large, and I think it's just detailed enough to where you can tell that they're simulating carbon fiber, so that is really cool. But aside from that, the casting itself looks nice. It's got rubber mirrors, which I like to see, and the supports for them are pretty thick, so these aren't going to be very fragile, I don't think. You've got vents above the wheels that are textured. The windshield wiper does appear to be molded on. It's not a separate piece, which I think is okay, because keep in mind, I think the retail price of these cars is supposed to be in the $15 to $20 USD range. So these are going to kind of compete with Mini GT a bit. Probably, well, I guess compete with Pop Race too, because they do opening parts, but we don't talk about Pop Race anymore. But yeah, very nice. And I actually don't think I see any decals on this car. I think everything is printed. So all your logos down here: 3D Systems, Michelin, Bilstein, BBS, H&R, and I don't know what that last one says. Haxit. Those are all printed. You've got your Warsteiner logo on the side right there, the side of the door, with the little Warsteiner logo right there. Mobile One prints on the window, the side windows, and the roof. Looks really good. You've got that larger Warsteiner logo on the back right there. Very nice. Big Mobile One on the front with the number 1. Well, I guess that's part of the Mobile One logo. But you've got your Porsche logo as well, right in the center. The Warsteiner again. You've got a little air vent right there. It looks very good. Here's the front view. You do have some sort of like grill radiator detail in here. I think it's black, but it almost looks like it's like a metallic black, but I think it's just glossy black. Warsteiner on the front splitter down there. Headlight lenses are very clear, and the actual housing is done in silver, and then there's some nice bulb detail back in there as well. Might be a little hard to see, but those headlights look really, really nice. Very, very nice. You've got a hood's air intake on the top right there. There's actually a decent amount of empty space in there before it's kind of walled off, so that is really cool. Interior, I think the interior is just black, but at this price point, I think that's okay, especially because what we're going to get into the detail that's underneath these panels. But you've got your fuel caps on either side done in gray, like silver and black. You've got a couple vents back here, which are actually do have air passing through them. And then here is the rear wing. It is done kind of in a carbon fiber, but it's just straight lines. It works. I think it looks pretty good. And then, of course, the big Porsche lettering. And then here's the back view. Again, acrylic taillights. They look really nice. Exhaust tips coming all the way out in silver. And then a big rear diffuser on it. And there might be there's a decent amount of black details in there too. Like part of the wing support is in there as well. So very nice. Is the wing support metal? No, the wing support is plastic, which is okay. I'm really impressed that these have metal bases. That is awesome. So yeah, very nice looking on the outside. Let's go ahead and remove the panels. How do I remove the panels? Is there a trick to it? Nope, they just come straight off. So we looked at that motor helix the other day. The magnets they used to secure the panels were not strong enough. These ones on this one are. So when you drop that panel on there, you can hear that. Those magnets suck them on, and they do not fall off. So that is how magnetic panels should be done. Good job, Trends Hobby. That is perfect. But yeah, here's the bottom of the front part. You can kind of see some of like the glue and like the acrylic and whatnot. There's not going to be any detail on the bottom, but here's that panel by itself. Looks really good. And then here's the back panel as well. But yeah, so here is it with the panels removed. So it's not going to be as insanely detailed as that motor helix we looked at the other day, because obviously this is a lot cheaper. But the detail they did put in looks really good. So you've got some Mobil 1 detailing in there. I think that's anniversary logo. What does that say? 80 years of Porsche? 60? No, it couldn't be 80, because they just celebrated 75 not long ago. This must have been, so 1998... Actually, I have no idea. Does it say 50? That must be 50, right? It kind of looks like an 8, though. I don't know. Oh, no, it says 48. It says 1948 to 1998. So, yeah, I was right, 50. So, 50 years of Porsche. That's really cool. And then you've got some really nice, like, gold, like, metallic gold accents. I'm imagining those are like air channels or something. Yeah, and that actually, this little air channel right there actually goes like all the way down in there, so that's really cool. You can see the little two magnets right there on either side, but you've got some suspension detail. I think those are like little shocks with the red part and the silver. So like nothing crazy, but it does look nice. It definitely adds to it, I think, with the extra color and detail in there. And then here is the back. The back is quite nice as well. Obviously a lot more going on. So you've got your exhaust sticking out the back right there. I don't know what this little black panel is supposed to be, but there is quite a bit going on. It looks like there's more like shocks and suspension work. There's like part of the actual like frame in there as well. And lots of cool little details. Lots of cool little details, it looks like. So, yeah, I like it a lot. And then obviously this rear diffuser part is metal and it sticks out a long way. But yeah, this is for like... let's say $20 for this one. For a $20-ish model, I think this thing is very, very nice. Obviously not ultra detailed like some of these really high-end opening parts models are, but I think they knocked it out of the park with this one. And this is quite a way to like enter into the diecast world with a model like this. I think that is really cool of them. So yeah, and then panels snap back on. Nice and tight. I don't see any large panel gaps or anything. It all looks really good on this one. So, yeah, that is the Trends Hobby. I know a lot of you guys have been excited for this, and honestly, I think this is awesome. I think this is really cool. So, yeah, definitely going to be collecting more from this brand. Just look at all that detail in there. It looks really nice. So yeah, I'll throw up a picture of the real car. Also throw up the photo of the real car that they referenced when they were like advertising and promoting this. Honestly, I think it looks really good compared to the real thing. I think they did a very good job. The scale seems to be very accurate. All the details are there, except for the tire printing, which we discussed. So yeah, I'm very impressed. Trends Hobby, I'm happy with your first release. Can't wait for more. Definitely going to be collecting them. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I know a lot of you guys are going to have something to say, so let's hear it. I will chat with you guys down there. As always, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.